Here's a famous artwork that you probably recognize, and the artist who made it. Another famous artwork that you may also have seen, and the famous artist who made it. Have you seen this painting though? Or know its artist? It's not surprising if you don't. Women artists have suffered a long tradition of underrepresentation in art history and continue to do so even today. Which is why in Art Spark Season 2, we introduce you to 8 women artists from India. Those who challenge norms, question existing systems, and write new narratives through their incredible careers. Basically, 8 pretty badass women. Welcome to Women That Changed the Art World. Let's start with a question. Which of these is not a work of art? You have 5 seconds to decide. Time's up. Which one did you pick? This is an artwork called 1 in 3 Chairs, made by the artist Joseph Kosuth. This signed and dated urinal is actually a rather famous artwork made by Marcel Duchamp, who called it the fountain. The last one may surprise you, but this unmade bed is also an artwork. It is the work of Tracy Emin, and it is called My Bed. Now you may be thinking, wait, what? How is this even art? What does it mean? And why is this art? Well, this is conceptual art. In the words of American conceptual artist Saul Levitt, in conceptual art, the idea or concept is the most important aspect of the work. It means that all the planning and decisions are made beforehand and the execution is a perfunctory affair. The idea becomes the machine that makes the art. So, how does that work? Let's break it down a little by looking at the works of a conceptual artist from India, Shilpa Gupta. Shilpa Gupta's art is about identity, power structures, and the current world order. When she was an art student, Gupta witnessed the Bombay riots of 1992, and it opened her eyes to the sectarian divides that plague our country. One of her early works, Blame, was born from this personal experience. She filled small bottles with red liquid that mimicked blood and gave them to local train commuters. They were then asked to separate the ingredients of the bottle based on markers like religion and nationality. Is that even possible? Why was Gupta asking people to do it then? Blame draws our attention to religious divides in our society and highlights the fact that beyond the label of religion, we are all human beings made of the same flesh and blood. Remember what Levitt said about conceptual art being more about the idea and the planning? In the case of Blame, the idea of creating the bottles and taking them to the public is the important part, if you like. The gallery display of the same bottles, which happened eventually, is secondary. Like many conceptual artists, Gupta also works with text. This was a work installed in Bandra, Mumbai, that says, "I live under your sky too," in English, Hindi, and Urdu. As each line lit up, the text could be read in different languages. Why did Gupta choose this public location and not a gallery? Why did she choose 3 different languages and scripts when they all say the same thing? Through this piece, Gupta wanted to focus once again on the issue of religious divides. By putting it up in a public space and using 3 languages, she made sure that it's accessible to as many people of the city as possible. Is this art then? All she has done is string up some lights to make words. Don't we do this too? What makes one art and the other decor? Again, as Levitt said, conceptual art is all about the idea rather than the medium. Gupta may be using materials that we also use, but in a completely different context. The lights here are not meant to be decorative, but are used instead to provoke larger questions, making it therefore art. Gupta's work is a way of working around power structures. It is out in the world and often blends with activism. Blame and I Live Under Your Sky Too are political pieces as much as they are art pieces. Gupta prefers to call her practice everyday art and wants to make visible the problems of the public sphere in India. Problems like gender bias, religious divides, and class barriers. Through her art, she also makes sure that we see these problems loud and clear and grow more aware of the world around us. Check out more works by Shilpa Gupta online. And while you're at it, follow us on our social media and subscribe to our channel to get regular updates on other ArtSparks videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.